Hey everybody, this is Vince Miller. Thank you so much for joining me for another devotional. Today we are in John chapter 1. I'm going to read verses 19 through 23. We are going to engage in a dialogue here. It's a dialogue between John the Baptist and the Special Investigation Committee from Jerusalem. Here's how it reads. And this is the testimony of John when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who are you?" He confessed and did not deny, but confessed, "I am not the Christ." And they asked him, "What then? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" And he answered, "No." So they asked him, "Well, who are you? We need to give an answer to those who sent us. What do you say about yourself?" And he said, "I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord, as the prophet Isaiah said." So John, who is the author of the book, says absolutely nothing about the history of John the Baptist, which is, by the way, not relevant to the story that he's trying to tell. Most people in his day already knew who John the Baptist was. He was Jesus' cousin, born 6 months prior to Jesus, and was from a lineage of priests. And he spent most of his days wandering in the desert until it was time for him to launch his ministry and mission. But when this moment finally came, we learned that John knew exactly who he was and what he was supposed to do. His identity and mission were fulfilled in a 700-year-old prophecy found in Isaiah. Now, I know this is a unique case, but I really believe something powerful happens when a man discovers his identity and mission in this life. The Bible actually teaches that every man, not just John the Baptist here, is designed by God for a unique mission and purpose in this life. John the Baptist wasn't the only one, by the way. John, who wrote this book, had a special mission and purpose, and Jesus did too. He had a special mission and purpose, as did every testimony we're going to hear about in this book. And men who know this and live in it are powerful men. But so many men struggle to find this, I believe, even today. Men who are listening to this right now are listening to this who live very unfulfilled lives. And I know that's true. This can be a very disturbing experience for a man because no guy wants to live an unfulfilled life. But men who submit their identity and mission to Jesus discover what I believe is next level fulfillment. This is because true satisfaction is not found in living out our design for our purposes, but living out God's design through us for His purposes. And men who align their identity and their gifts and their skills and their talents and all they are with God's design discover more lifelong fulfillment than any other man in this life. And this is John the Baptist here. He knows his identity when he's questioned about it. He was born into a priestly order, and he knows that he has a teaching and a preaching gift, and he has to use it, and there's a mission for it. But he uses his gift not to bring attention to his name, but bring attention to Jesus' name. And thus, John the Baptist is the fulfillment of a 700-year-old prophecy who dies a very fulfilled man who did what he was called to do. He prepared the way for the Lord. That was it. How about you? Are you living out God's identity and purpose through you? If not, take those gifts and those skills and those talents and abilities and whatever they are in you that God has planted in you and leverage them for kingdom impact. Do something today that doesn't benefit you at all. Do something today that benefits God alone, and you will discover what I'm talking about here. True fulfillment. I love you guys. Thanks for joining me. I hope this has blessed you. If it has, share it with someone else, and I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.